What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Flock of Seagulls, and we're jumping ahead to the next album, which I have been warned in advance represents a sonic departure from, let's say, their established, wheelhouse sound, the sound that they have used on most of the tunes up to this point, or obviously there's been some variety, and certainly a very heavy set of themes on the previous album, lyrically, so it's not like there's been no evolution or change, even specifically in regard to the sonics, but yeah, people did mention in advance that this next album is a notable shift in direction, so I'll be prepared for that. I don't remember in the moment exactly the way that was explained, whether it's, in fact now maybe it does come back that someone was saying it's kind of like they go for a more disco/dance oriented like synth pop sound as opposed to their keyboard saturated synth rock sound. So yeah, either way I'll be curious to hear what that will sound like in practice, and ultimately, I'm here for whatever they do, so it's not so much whether it's not a value judgment. I just mean to say that I'm curious to hear the actual details of what people have suggested leading into this album. So the album itself is called Dream Come True. It's obviously a phrase that people will understand, some set of affairs, some particular situation that people have been fantasizing about or wishing for, and now suddenly it has become material, it has become actual. And the first tune is Better and Better, so, the reason I mentioned the album title, at least the way that it hit me semantically, is because Better and Better feels like the idea that this just keeps getting better and better. First it's my dream come true, now there's other things that I didn't even anticipate. It feels like it might be playing off the album title, or at the very least syncs up in terms of the semantics on the page quite nicely with the record title. So I'm not quite sure what Better and Better will be in practice, but the idea that you're going from strength to strength. Anytime you have a repetition like that, it's suggesting that it's comprehensive. It's not just one element or just two elements. It's everything that's part of the situation or equation. So as Luca becomes more ridiculous, let's find out what this actually is in practice. This is a Flock of Seagulls. She's like lying like horizontally on me. And the first tune on the 1986 album Dream Come True is Better and Better. Getting like classic rock vibes. Better and better. I love you better and better. bass in this tune is it's secretly pulling more weight than you would think. Sounds sincere, like it's genuinely devotional. Sounds like a Tears for Fears tune or something. That's not score, right? Also, those transitions are crazy. And once more, shout out to the bass in this heavy, like, sort of, the gravity of the bass line is significant. So, yeah, top tune, and maybe not what I expected, given what people said, but ultimately maybe I'm misremembering, and maybe, over the course of the album, there will be some variety, and maybe some in line with what I was thinking, given on what I remember. But yeah, as I said, there's moments where it felt like a Tears for Fears track, especially with some of the guitar. There are other moments where, because it's like I can hear the vocals, it's like, okay, like, this sounds like a Flock of Seagulls tune, but maybe one that's, pretty far away from I Ran, for example, which, that was the one tune going into this deep dive that I knew and I was already very fond of. But yeah, admittedly, it doesn't sound like that. It sounds more evolved, but in a way, it still sounds very vintage 80s, and it's 86. I was thinking there was another moment in the tune where it's like, oh, this sounds like, Here's the Future Days and Forward, maybe Thompson Twins, which, I'm still going through their catalog and I've only just gotten past that album. But yeah, a couple moments along the way where it was making me think of some other groups, but yeah, a cool tune. Like I said, it sounded genuine, like, devotional, like he just wants to say that he loves this person, and he, wants to repeat it apparently and be very adamant about it. But I don't know, it feels like maybe there's some other layers to it, or at least some complicating emotions in the process. So do let me know what you think of this one. Looking forward to getting back onto the Flock of Seagulls reaction train, and getting on board with that, as Mr. Solo would talk about. Do let me know what you think of this, and Luca, the very silly sleepy cat, and I will see you next time. Peace.